Hey guys, I know it's probably been a long day. I probably have I just recorded pretty much yesterday, but I think yesterday, but I think today, what I realized on this Friday Eve on this week of Independence Day is I got 8 cents to my name, and I want to tell you like how I pretty much got from here when I was 30 years old as a pretty much as a Asperger's autistic ADHD man. You know, so like last year, yes, like I don't want to get to the money part and all that stuff, but basically I blame more on myself, and and I thought personally I was going to be more cockier than ever, like in my 20s, but in reality I was not. I think honestly, when I became cocky and stuff, it became more of a dysfunction and miserable to myself. See, like like, this is the part where like you have to like stay down and actually stay up because people out here are kind of weird as hell, and and the people in my hometown are just disrespectful, and just like that's why I kind of like just stay home. Sometimes I would go out a little bit. I don't really tell my sponsor that, but I mean, so that's why I really told the truth. But like I think pretty much in those last few months, like it really hurts these things. Like I'm really hurting deep inside as a person because I feel as a person. And I'm right now I'm 30 years old and I'm broke as fuck. And I realized I just checked into my bank account and I have 8 cents to my name. So let me tell you my reason of my second reasoning. I had opened so many accounts, and like I thought people were going to be around with me, and yada yada this, yada yada that. But there's I had two accounts closed. One was Bank of America, and one was Chase Bank. And there's like I thought, because I thought the majority of the realization that friends are just fake. I mean, if they're gonna be out there for you, then like they're not, you know because I realized if your friends are going to tell you that, oh, stay in Tallahassee, all this stuff, stay in your hometown, the person, like, they're not the one for you. You know, I wish I understood about like more than a decade ago. Because like my goal was to never go to Florida State, like facing this way. But I look back at my high school now, and like I was more egotistical more than I was ever before. I think honestly it hurt me a lot because like I realized over the last 3 years that I spent money on Ubers and stuff like that. I would get my mom would actually bring the police involved after when I get like overreacted to fights and breaking up fights because I was a bouncer for 6 years, and I remember like pretty much when I was there, I had, I was a bouncer throughout college town, and like but over a year before I got called as a stalker, and like I still get to this day. I remember like 4 months ago when I was back in Tallahassee. I know after I heard the news that my grandma died, there was a date. There was a single mom that tried to that was there was someone that wanted to date me, and I said that was fine. And and I said I love her. Like I'm not saying I love her because like as an excessive relationship way, it's all that stuff. See, like I think honestly, like in my opinion, like I think I'm a guy that has Asperger's, but I make poor, horrible financial decisions, and that was basically is around my life. Like if I want to straight shoot from the hip, like I have poor financial decisions, man. Like and this was like pretty much almost 2 years of sobriety from alcohol and not drinking. I just recently gave up on marijuana. I because like I was powerless over like my addictions, my real true addictions to life. Basically with pornography and cigarettes and just marijuana. Like hell, you can see my eyes are red right now and shit. You know, Like, listen, man. Like, I mean, like, I wish in high school I would never see the day of weed. I wish when I was in middle school, I wish when I was in 2009 or 2008, I wish I never smoked a damn cigarette. But all the problems came to me. I mean, personally, when I was with my mom, and being the oldest son and being called on the police, and people laugh at you for no reason. See, I had a friend, I had a producer call me a misogynist or whatever. I had to like pretty much like wrote down from there, and I told my home, I told my a producer friend, I personally would rather be a misogynist and narcissist than than some DJ and some artists who basically like raped raped a college girl. You know, like, see, like, this is the reason why I don't really, I just go on the way, be in my own business. Now, I am not here to shit on any bouncing job or whatever, because, I love the managers whatsoever. I love the manager. Because most bouncers that would tell me based on time, they don't have gratitude. So, I just want to post it out there, pretty much, because I don't have all the instrumentals and decisions to my life, but basically, I think that would pretty much on what step 4 of Alcoholics Anonymous and step 6 of Alcoholics Anonymous tell me pretty much mostly from there that with step not step 6 or something, but step 3, like step 3 is basically like you have to get out the fear, and that's where that's why I read like the 12 steps and the 12 traditions. I still read the big books to this day, but that's all the problems it has and stuff like that, man. Just like also just like I pray to God. I try praying to God, but for me, I would never go to church here outside because of my size and stuff. That's why I just decided to leave. So yeah. I want to talk all about that, man. I thought I would just wait for like 2 minutes before midnight and actually upload this video. Just to tell you about about my realizing of just documenting throughout the day, which I should have done earlier, I guess. But I'm stupid as hell. I drink coffee. That's what it is. So yeah. Hope y'all have a good Friday in the early fourth. So, God say peace to y'all, man.